Tesla traders, September is the worst month historically on record for the stock, but I am long anyway. Last September, I closed over $146,000 on Tesla alone, and in this video, I'm going to share with you why I'm still taking a long position this year. Now, seasonality, or basically historical win rate and return, is one of the biggest things that many people throw my way whenever I post a potential analysis. They always say that the S&P 500, Tesla, and many of these other big tech stocks perform the worst in September. Now, historically, that is true, but what you have to remember is that I'm not trading based off of history. I'm trading based off of what my strategy is telling me right now. And if my strategy is telling me right now that it's time to buy, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So what we're going to talk about in this video is the historical return rate for Tesla, why this is such a bad month historically. We're going to recap my returns and why I was trading Tesla last year in September. More importantly, why I think this breakout to $400 will still happen within the next couple of months. Now, this is a seasonality or historical chart for Tesla over the past 15 years. You are going to see that each one of these bars represents 1 month of trading. Now, the bars themselves are going to show the win rate or the percentage of times in which that stock was green or closed green for the month. From a pure profitability and win rate standpoint, you can see that June is one of the best months for Tesla, closing up 73% of the time positive. November is also one of the best months for Tesla, 73% of the time closing positive. September is one of the worst months for Tesla historically, only being green 38% of the time. Now, if we turn up the mean change, this is going to show us of all of the returns that month, what was the average win or loss? And you can see the average win in June, which is the best month to be trading, is a positive return of 9%. November is even better, a positive return of 11%. And September is a loss of 0.14%. So if you're just looking at this historical return, you would think to yourself that September is a really bad month to be investing or trading Tesla. And just from this data, yes, you would be right. But this is why you have to actually have a system and understand what's happening in the market, not just what has happened in the past. Now, if we look at my returns for the past 4 years, we can go into Symbol and we can search for my Tesla returns alone, which make up a huge portion of my profit and loss over those past 4 years. You will see that we have a 63% win rate. So we're not winning all of the time, with an average win-loss ratio or risk versus reward of 2.3 to 1. Now, this is what makes our strategy so strong, because even though we're not winning all of the time, we're making 2.5 times what we're losing, which for those of you who understand risk versus reward ratio is absolutely stellar. Now, if we go into our date range, we can actually just go back and look at how I performed in September of 2024 from September 1st to September 3rd. You can see here our win rate during the worst month of history was 87%, with a win-loss trade ratio of 2.69%, and we made a profit of $146,000. Now, looking at these returns versus this chart, you would think to yourself, well, how is that possible? And that's because we don't care about the season or what was happening in the past. We care about what the current setup is right now. So let's go back and take a look at what was happening September 1st of 2024. And then we can go over what is currently happening right now. Now, for a lot of you, might be where you found me and where we started our potential journey together. I didn't really start posting a lot on social media until last year. And that's really, especially on X, where a lot of people found me, was from these Tesla trades and these Tesla setups. The first thing that I want to do before we talk about the daily chart and look at the smaller time frame is to look at what was happening on the monthly and what was happening on the weekly. Now, if you want access to all of the indicators that we're going to be going through today to show exactly why we are entering and exiting this position, go ahead and hit the link down in the description, and you'll get access to our 12-step masterclass trading series. It's completely free. There is no credit card. There is no catch. It is simply every single indicator that I use all of my proprietary settings as well as my exact reasons for entering and exiting a position. You can see that the BX trender, which is one of my key indicators, is the first step. Then you will get access to the smart money zones and the volume profile. What the BX trender does is shows us buy and sell pressure. So if we're zoomed out and we're looking at this monthly chart, you're going to see first and foremost that there was buying pressure here starting in June, then again in July when the BX trender turned green, and then to close the month of August, the BX trender was still green. So this is showing buyers are stepping into the market. Now, just because this is happening doesn't mean that the stock has to break out. But when we have this type of buying pressure inside of a massive squeeze that was happening here, where price action was making higher lows and lower highs, this normally means that there is pressure building here and we're going to get a breakout. So when I see those two pieces of information, a big squeeze plus buying pressure on the monthly, we have a pretty good idea that this is going to break out to the upside. Now, for those of you who understand market structure and have taken our Smart Money Zone course, you will know just from looking at this that price action at the time was trading right at our smart money zone, which means that we would have really been starting a position and buying the dip back here on August 5th, which is exactly what we were doing. The reason for this is when price is pulling into this smart money zone, this is normally going to be the lowest that institutions will allow a stock to pull back into before they buy the dip. Because what you have to remember is that institutions will never overpay for something. If they could have gotten in back here in June of 2024 and made a 42% move within 23 days, sell all of their shares to retail, and then get right back in the next month, why would they not do that? And that's exactly what happened. Price pulls into that institutional buy zone. So now, and this is very important, we have weekly bullish market structure. We have monthly buying pressure coming into this. We have daily bullish market structure. We have a smart money zone or a massive discount where institutions have stepped in. And more importantly, we have very thin volume on this volume profile. And as you can see, price through the month of September build up into that volume profile and broke out to absolute perfection, coming right up into that resistance level by the end of September. So from September 1st to the end of September was nearly a 20% breakout. Now, once again, how many people would have expected that 20% breakout when this chart and history is telling us that we should not be trading or investing in Tesla? Well, once again, who cares about history? I care about what's happening right now. I care that there was buying pressure on the monthly. I care that there was a breakout happening on the monthly. I care that market structure held on the daily. I care that the whole time, look at the daily BX trender, the whole time there was buying pressure coming into this for 24 days straight. Now, of course, it does not mean that we were going to be right for sure. On Tesla, we only have a 63% win rate over the past 4 years, and across all of our trades, a 61% win rate. But if our strategy is telling us that it's time to buy, then for me, it's time to buy. Now that brings us to today and what is currently happening with the stock. Well, if we zoom out here to the weekly chart, you will see that the same exact criteria that was happening back then is happening now. Let's go even further to a monthly chart. Last month, remember, this month right now is September. We don't care about what this candle is doing because it's a new candle. We go back to what the confirmed candle is. The month of August, the confirmed candle was higher low, which means buying pressure is coming into the stock. So if we know there's buying pressure on the monthly, then we move into the weekly. If there's buying pressure on the weekly, then that's still a good sign. The other thing to notice with the weekly is that if we take our Fibonacci retracement from swing low to swing high, that the smart money zone held back in April, which is why we were bullish once again on Tesla back in April until now, and since then has been holding. So we have bullish structure, we have buying pressure on the weekly, we have buying pressure on the monthly. Now let's go to the daily. Well, if we look at the daily, we can see that structure is bullish once again. Price is breaking out, pulling back, breaking out, pulling back, breaking out, pulling back. And this type of structure can just continue our way up like a staircase. We also understand that there is a liquidity level seated at $350 to $355. Now, for those of you who are very confused right now, as I said, go and take the time to go through our courses in sequential order. Everything that we're talking about in this video is free over there, as well as all of the indicators. But when we have a liquidity level or a resistance like this, what this resistance is doing is teaching retail what to do. Every time we hit 350, it's going to reject, which has happened. But here's the important thing to understand. It will reject until it doesn't. And when it doesn't, it's going to rip significantly too quickly for us to get into a position, which is why we're building this trade out now. The more times that we tap a liquidity zone, the higher of a chance we have to sweep or break that liquidity. So what I think is probably going to happen here is price will hold 320. These will be a bunch of fake outs to get retail out of positions. We will continue to squeeze worst case through September, then break out into October, November, and December. And so even with this pullback today, in my opinion, I don't think that this is going to be a breakdown for Tesla. What would worry me is if price broke and held under $320. And then from there, if the weekly BX ended up turning red, that would be a clear indication, in my opinion, that the sell off to 260 is going to happen. But if structure is holding, if buying pressure is coming in, then this is still a clear signal and a clear breakout to 400 and maybe even 500 by the end of this year. I hope this video helped, guys. As always, comment down below. Let me know what you think is going to happen to this. I love hearing from you. And check out our free masterclass series down in the description. I'll see you next time.